Hello, everyone. Juan Pablo, my friend. How are you?
My darling?
It's so good to see you.
So good.
I'm joined here by the gorgeous, talented, wonderful Juan Pablo de Pace, calling in from Italy right now. He's so fancy pants.
Rome. We're in Rome, and look at your gorgeous face there. You're so fresh. How do you do it? How do you do it?
Botox. And hair dye. That's the secret. You guys, we are so excited for all of you to see Branching Out, which is part of Spring into Love. And we have a couple questions for that the Hallmark Channel sent our way. So we're gonna get started. Does that sound good? Yeah. Yes. Okay, so my character, Amelia, is a single mother who helps her 10-year-old daughter, Ruby, with a special school project.
So what would you say, what was the assignment of Amelia's involvement?
So her teacher is asking the kids to put together a family tree and to build all the branches and do some research into their heritage, to talk about where they come from and what their family line is. This is complicated for sweet Ruby because her family tree is just her and her mama. So she is trying to figure out how to navigate this family tree project when she's just the daughter of a single mom.
And drama ensues.
So then what happens, Juan Pablo?
Well, because when Amelia gets Ruby's test results back, she finds out more about some biological father, me, TJ.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, TJ's the name. And he's not American.
Okay. Well, then tell us a little bit more about the first moment that Amelia meets you, TJ.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of magical. We have the most amazing little actress called Corabella, and sometimes when it happens, when you're an actor and you have to feel an emotion because it says it in the script. Sometimes you don't even have to try because our actress Cora is so amazing that it just made all of our lives so easy. And I mean, I'm talking from the actor point of view, but actually the character of TJ, he has no clue that this is happening. He actually doesn't know that that something happened with, whenever he did do this many years ago. And so to have this little person right next to him, it's really beautiful and really moving. It's a really moving moment. I also remember we were shooting it in the pouring rain. It was our first scene when she gets out of the car. And, my hair was like that in the wind. And poor little Cora was just like freezing, cold. And but it was kind of magical because of that element too.
I think also, what's so sweet, Corabella is absolutely incredible and a total powerhouse in her first real leading role. I mean, she's done little bit things here and there, but this is her first real role. But what's so beautiful about the character of Ruby is that she is just, her heart is wide open. She is ready to embrace and love anybody that might want to embrace and love her back. So my character, Amelia, is much more guarded because I have a history of being left by my dad, of men not showing up, of just this pain and this trauma that I kind of carry with myself. But and I've protected her from it her whole life. So for her, the excitement about meeting her potential biological dad and maybe having a relationship with an extended family is only joyous. It's only exciting. But for Amelia, it's stressful and scary, because what happens if everybody's heart breaks, or what happens if the biological father doesn't want to meet her, or meets her and then doesn't want to see her? Like, there's so many things at stake in this story, which I think makes it really, really beautiful and moving. And it's a little scary too, because TJ requested to be anonymous. So we don't know if he wants anything to do with this gorgeous little, bucket of love. So it's a really tender intro to that whole family dynamic.
Yeah. So even though in the story, little, Ruby wants to know about her father. I mean, it is so obvious that between you two there's such a special connection, both as actresses and in the story. It's quite beautiful to see. So, what do you love most about that this specific mother-daughter relationship, as opposed to other ones that you might have played before?
Yeah. I mean, I think that what makes this such a unique and special story is that really the overarching theme is that family comes in all shapes and sizes, right? And no family is less than any other family just because it looks different or is shaped in a different way. And I think for Amelia and Ruby, Amelia's worked very, very hard to allow Ruby to know that their little twosome is family enough. We are a family. We're not broken. We're not missing something. We are a whole family. And it's a beautiful thing to, I think, kind of shout that from the rooftops, because there are a lot of single parents out there that are doing this on their own. And it doesn't make any family less than to be in that sort of a situation. And so I think what's really special about this relationship is that they're really, really bonded. And they have a really sweet shorthand with one another. And they know ultimately that they are enough for each other, even if Amelia questions it, because I think every mother, I certainly do every second of my life, question whether I'm enough or not for my kids. And so that's always a conversation going on in Amelia's head, but it's not a conversation going on in Ruby's head, which is very sweet. I love that. It's like, no, this is my family. My mom is my family, period. End of story. But then the expansion that gets to happen with just adding TJ and TJ's family and a whole community of more people to come into the world and enter into the family to love these people. It's really beautiful and special. So that's what I think is special about them, is that they're enough.
I think so.
I have a question for you.
No.
Okay, so when Amelia and Ruby are getting to know TJ and his loving family, they're also learning more about Ruby's Mexican heritage. Now, I know you are not Mexican, but not you, Juan Pablo, but TJ is. And what did we kind of explore and get to dive into a little bit in terms of Mexican traditions in the movie?
Yeah, I mean, and the character, the family is Mexican. They've arrived in the States. Probably they're like second. I would be second generation, but the parents got here a long time ago, and so they're almost, American in a way, but they keep all the traditions. And yeah, I lived in Mexico all of the last 2 years actually, in Mexico City. So I'm very familiar with their culture and food and ways. And it was lovely to read the script, and at no point I felt like it wasn't accurate. I always felt, oh my God, this must be written by someone from Mexico. And I loved it because we introduced the cooking of the birria, which is a dish Mexico, with the party, the birthday party that Amelia throws for Ruby. No.
The birthday party for Mateo. Mateo.
Yeah, don't take that. Okay. Then there's like a birthday party from my little nephew, and it's sort of like a Cinco de Mayo theme. It's very colorful and beautiful, with mariachis as well. So we've kind of peppered the movie with references as much as possible. We throw in a little Spanish here and there, and yeah, it's fun. It's fun. I always love playing characters that have a very defined culture I'm of the opinion that, you know, the more I hear an accent, the more I see, you know, some extra that talks a little more about the character, the happier I am. Also, as an audience, I like seeing that on screen. And it is a privilege as an Argentinian, not a Mexican, to play a Mexican. Because, you know, we're actually quite different. I don't know if people in America know, but there's so many different kinds of Hispanic, Latino cultures, accents. We all have our different foods and things and music, and so it's great. We've you know, we showcased musical things. We've showcased culture, color, even ways in which this family is actually very affectionate, and I would say that's definitely a Latin thing. You know, the Latin mama and the dad. You know, there's a lot of understanding and support. So it's been really lovely, actually.
I really loved when I read it. It had like My Big Fat Greek Wedding vibes to it, in that it's like someone who doesn't have a huge, boisterous, incredibly interconnected, incredibly affectionate family being sort of submerged into this new family experience and being complete. Amelia's pretty like overwhelmed at first by the like love bomb of TJ's family.
Right, and I feel like that's such a nice juxtaposition with your character and where you come from. The fact that you are this duo unit, and we are, you know, hundreds. But in a way, you're the one coming to look for us, and we could have reacted in a completely different way. But it's so nice that it's kind of like these opposites attracting in every way. You know, our personalities, our families, our situations. So it's a really nice. I don't know how to describe it, but it's very. I don't know. Opposites attract. It's a good term for it.
No, I love it. I love it. I want to talk about the relationship between Amelia and TJ, and without giving too much away, Juan Pablo, do you have any favorite moments between our characters as the relationship develops? And then I can jump in with some of my favorite moments too.
So do I have any favorite moments between our characters as the relationship? I mean, come on. Every single moment was just such a celebration for us. It's like we were able to sort of discover us as people, discover us as friends in a way, as lovers, because this thing was like turning into a thing that from the beginning wasn't there. Like she comes to me, you come to me with a very serious thing, and my first reaction is, oh, how do I process this, right? So there's like zero romance in there, which I also loved about.
I love that. I love that about it too.
Because it's not, you know, it's not a traditional love story. It's not a kind of a romantic comedy, which Hallmark is very famous for. I think you and I, Sarah, we both had the same reaction to the script in thinking, oh, this is sort of new territory. And it was very exciting, especially to work with you, because you know, you get to work with a lot of people in your career, and then when you get to work with someone who is so passionate and listens, you know, we're listening to each other, which to people out there, you might not think that that's an important thing. It is so important for anything that happens on the chemistry on screen, anything that two actors are doing when we listen to each other and we are actually, you know, anyway. So Sarah, you're that to me, and it's so beautiful because that makes our jobs easy, I guess.
And like so delightful and delicious every scene. I mean, I think one of my favorite moments was when our characters meet for the first time. And, you know, we'd gone out to this beautiful place in Utah to try to shoot for spring. And it was snowing and pouring and frigid for the entire time we were out in the place we were supposed to be for spring. But there was something so incredible about that first scene that we got to shoot, where we're sitting down in the chairs, we meet each other. I tell you about Ruby, and there's this backdrop of the mountain with like the fog kind of descending over the mountains. We're freezing to death, the two of us, like
Are you
chattering.
talking about the first scene, like the first time
Our
we meet?
the first time our characters meet. When
Oh, yeah.
first I'm like, is this you? And then we sit down and have
The
that.
wind is like,
And the wind is blowing,
Yeah.
and it's crazy. But first of all, we were just bonding as people, which was like as artists and just fellow artists on this journey together, and becoming friends in between takes, like hanging out, warming up, drinking coffee in the little hut. And then we were also, the scene ended up, because it was so cold and windy and gray, it had a gravity to it that I didn't necessarily think it was going to have on the page. And it clicked us into, oh, this story has grounding and roots and has depth that we get to engage with. And then getting to play, again, what you were talking about, just listening. It's so easy to act with you, Juan Pablo, because you're right. We're just listening and responding. We're just in it together, and we change based on what the other person is doing. And so you get to play in this sandbox in a way that feels really beautiful and alive. And I remember thinking, oh, I'm so excited that we get to take this journey together. You know, when we shot that scene, I was like, this is going to be so special.
Yeah, I think I will definitely cherish that scene as one of the highlights of the whole thing, because it was so. It just felt very important, you know. And something feels like, oh, this is a big moment for both of our lives, for the characters' lives, and Sarah and I are just in this kind of tennis match. I don't know. It just felt very, very grounded and nice and meaty.
Yeah. And then, another one of my favorite moments is, and it was all ad-lib. Well, it was McLean was like tossing lines at us, but when you take Ruby when you drop her off after the music store, and it's just a very cute, like flirtatious back and forth about the band name, your band name, Jealousy and Remorse. Oh my gosh, you're not remembering anything.
It was literally like weeks ago, but I've been in this other.
No, when you're like, I got to get back to my rock star lifestyle, and I'm like, you know what? When I said that, there was a little bit of jealousy in there and a lot of remorse.
This was in your house.
Yes, and you're and you're like, oh, Jealousy and Remorse. That's the name of my band in high school.
Oh
and that back and
I had to drive. So I was like worried about the driving.
Oh my gosh! Well, it didn't look like it. It was so cute. It was like the first moment where you really see them sort of flirting and playing with the idea that, oh, maybe it's not only all about Ruby right now. Like, oh, what is this? And it was, I just think that was one of my favorite little moments. And it was like us just playing, you know?
I know. Well, people need to know that it was, we even though we take our jobs very seriously, that was a very happy set. With constant giggling and laughing.
A lot of giggling. We had so much fun. Oh,
that's fun.
Okay, wait. Let's talk about music. That's you. Yeah. You talk about this.
So yeah, music is it's big on this movie because I mean it's about this musician. So we get to actually see him working towards auditions and getting jobs and be nervous and a little, you know, awkward with his own kind of, I don't know, journey. But one thing that was tough, and you've done it before, but I hadn't done it before, is that I sing, okay? In life,
beautiful, incredible, amazing voice.
But I don't play. I don't play an instrument. I don't play the piano. I don't play the guitar. I don't play anything. And so I think when they offered me the part, maybe my agents said that I did play. And so when we get to like 2 weeks before, I'm like, guys, you do realize I don't play. And so there was this big hoo-ha of like, what? We need to get you lessons. Like, sure, yeah, I mean, you can give, I mean, yes, I want them. And so we organized these lessons, which were literally like daily Zooms of me suffering and like getting cramps in my back because I can't, you can't learn how to play guitar in 2 weeks. And so then when we decided, the best way to do this would be to kind of visually learn. So learn like where the chords stand, where the changes happen, where the fingers might go in the neck of the guitar. So I was so nervous the first day that we were doing a music scene because I thought I was going to be found out. I really did. I thought, okay, this is going to be so embarrassing for me. And it was like a huge relief
because you totally killed it. You worked your butt off. Yeah. And really put the time in, and no, you can't tell, like he had a double, but only for the close-up of the hand stuff, because you can't tell. He's like changing chords at exactly the right moment. He's moving the way a real guitarist moves. Like it was, you absolutely killed it, Juan Pablo. And I understand the anxiety very well.
Cello. Was it cello?
I had to play a like virtuoso violinist in Christmas in Vienna, and like the practice, the anxiety is next level. Especially since when you're actually shooting the scene, you have to actually strum or you have to actually play, and it sounds awful, just awful. And you have to keep a straight. You have to keep a straight face. I had to play that thing in front of an audience of like 500 people. I had to sound like a screaming cat while I'm looking like.
And you're like, and your face has to be like.
There were some choice moments of you strumming while I'm supposed to be looking at you in a very dreamy way.
Me strumming? What?
Yeah, in the farmer's market, and you're actually like strumming, and you're like, here, let me play something for you. Can I show you what I've been working on?
And I was making crap. I was making stuff up in the moment, thinking my fingers. I was thinking that my fingers were going to magically play something nice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah.
It was so
bad. That's what people at home don't get to see, which would be so funny.
That was so funny. It's so funny. And I have to keep a straight face, like, wow, this is the most incredible thing I've ever heard in my life. You're so gifted. You are such a talented guitarist.
Give me more.
I just want to hear more.
Do another one.
Can I make a request?
I remember I had to learn Happy Birthday.
Oh, I have a long video of you playing it in the green room.
I remember I said they wanted me to play Happy Birthday, and it was just not going to happen. And so I said to McLean, it's a birthday party. You have mariachis behind the cake and us, and can the mariachis not play Happy Birthday now? Just play along. So then I just copied one of the mariachis exactly what he was doing. Anyway, the thing we do as actors, this is normal though, because sometimes we get asked to learn the weirdest skills. Like, what is the weirdest thing you've ever had to learn? The violin?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I've had to fake play the piano too, but the violin was 1,000 times harder.
Yeah. But yeah, like riding horses, or sometimes.
I love horseback riding. I love horseback riding. I got to do that.
Yeah.
I know.
But this was a hard one. This was a hard one. Like music is tough because you have to look like you know what you're doing. Otherwise, it looks fake and phony, and people know.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, it was fun, but it was stressful.
So stressful, yeah.
So Ruby and TJ are great examples because it's never too late to connect as a family. What do you, Sarah, think viewers can appreciate most from that storyline?
I mean, I'm just such a big believer in the world is always wide open. Nothing, it's never too late for anything. It's never too late to reconcile. It's never too late to start over. It's never too late to um, forge relationships that you thought could never be forged. So, I mean, that I think it's a universal hope and joy and faith in humanity to tell a story about always having the option to start again, and to add goodness and abundance into your life, which is, I think, what they do. It's not like Amelia and Ruby needed TJ and TJ's family to be whole. They were whole already, but they got to and get to experience the joy of the extension into this family as a result of having the courage to take that step and take that leap and fight against the fear that's stopping Amelia from doing that thing, or the fear of history repeating itself. So I think people will watch this movie and really respond to that, and that will be a very hopeful and beautiful message. And I also I think it's a love letter, especially to single mamas out there, in a really, really big way. There are so many single moms or single dads out there in the world raising their kids on their own. And this movie is like, you are good. You are doing it. You are enough. You are a rock star. And also, there's this wide world to explore as well. So I think all the single mamas, all the moms that choose to become single mamas, without a partner, or the dads that choose to be single dads without a partner, there are lots of them. We have a lot of these people in our community, in our world. So getting to tell a very human story about someone in that experience, I think, is going to be really affirming to a lot of people.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's very special. It was very special to be involved in something that's very honest,
Yeah.
in the way it's been treated, the subject matter, and the fact that, now families don't have a type.
Yeah.
There is no type. There's no rules, and so, and that's across the spectrum of all possibilities, and so this one is one of them. And even genetics doesn't have to be a part of it. There's so many folks that have really broken relationships with their family that they're related to, and so they've forged a chosen family. And so chosen family, that is family. There's nothing less than about a chosen family as well. Yeah.
So I think getting to kind of shout that from the rooftops is a great gift and an honor and a privilege for us to get to do with this movie.
For sure. Oh yeah.
So something really cute about Ruby is that she always has a word of the day. She's always learning new words because she wants to be a songwriter like Taylor Swift, and she's trying to expand her vocabulary so that she has lots of words to choose from, which is a really kind of fun through line throughout the movie. Juan Pablo, if you had to choose one word to describe the movie, what would it be and why?
I want to say whimsical, but it's way more than that. Tender. Yeah, it's a tender film. We need more of that. There's a lot of, there's a lot of drama and negativity in the world, and sometimes we don't need mush either, schmaltz. And this doesn't have any of that. This is very tender in the best kind of way, I would say. So yeah, that's the one.
I would also say it was a really tender experience for me as an actress. Just personally shooting this movie, I think we all experienced sort of a very sweet tenderness and fun while making this movie too. So you said that word, and I was like, oh, Yes, it was very tender. The whole thing was very tender.
Yeah. Yeah, it was. It's very sweet. I don't know. It's just very sweet, but in the good way.
Not in the cheesy way, in the like,
No,
yeah,
no.
tender-hearted. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love that. I agree with that word. I don't have another word, so we're gonna leave. We're gonna go with that because that was brilliant. Okay, we're gonna wrap up our live chat with a rapid fire game of this or that. Are you ready, Juan Pablo? I know. Are you gonna have some anxiety? Are you gonna have some stress about it?
Yes, I need to get ready for this.
Okay, ready? So,
Yeah.
all right, I got my first one. So we're playing this or that, inspired by
Yeah.
branching out and spring into love. Ready?
Okay.
First one.
Yep.
This or that. Play the guitar in a band or attend a music concert.
Play the guitar, of course. I'm not an audience member.
Same, 100%. I want to sing my song in the microphone. That's what I want to do.
Even if I don't play the guitar, I'd rather be on stage being embarrassed playing the guitar
than be in the audience.
Yeah, no. I wasn't born a Leo for that.
I love it. Okay.
Tacos or burritos?
Tacos for me.
Tacos?
Yes. What about you?
So like a hard.
No, I don't like that. Nope. I want a soft taco. I want a soft flour taco. So I like want a burrito, but it's also a taco. But I always call it like a fish taco.
I love a fish taco.
I love a fish taco.
But when I'm on the go, I will take the burrito.
The brick? You'll take the brick? I can't do a burrito. It's like eating a brick.
Oh, a breakfast burrito is the best. Right, you're on the go. You feel like in New York going to,
Yeah.
Okay.
Cook a homemade meal or dine at a restaurant.
That's hard. Because actually, lately, when I go to restaurants, I get a tummy ache. But when I cook home, I don't. So maybe home. What about you?
I don't want to cook. I hate it. I want to go out.
Okay. Early riser.
Yeah.
Sarah, focus. Early riser or night owl?
Early riser. I literally fall down dead as soon as my children are in bed at like 8:30. But I'm up. I work very well up early, doing my writing. Things,
yeah. I'm becoming that.
You are.
In my old. I do. I think I'm the same. I love getting up when there's nobody, when there's no emails, when there's no messages, when nothing, and just like coffee, meditate, think about the day, and then I open the phone like at later. But yeah, I'm loving the morning. But yeah,
I do too. I set my alarm for like 45 minutes before my house wakes up. So I have my coffee in my red chair right over there, and I journal, and I drink my coffee, and
that says a lot about our age.
We're so old.
I love the morning.
You shall not pass. We could go to an early bird special and maybe you won't get a tummy ache because they won't spice it too much, Juan Pablo.
Yeah, I just need boiled vegetables.
Boiled meat.
Yeah.
Okay, so live in the city or on a farm?
Oh, a farm, for sure. On top of a mountain with no contact with anyone.
You don't like people. Don't make me talk to anybody.
No, I just like nature so much. Like I grew up in the city, in many cities, Buenos Aires, London, LA now. And I feel like, I just love nature. I had enough of the city. That was for my 20s and 30s. But yeah, I like the farm.
I would say farm too, as long as it's a hop, skip, and a jump to get to someplace I can go out to dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like see people, gather with people because I need people. I have to be I have to see people, but I also love the idea of the retreat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
All right. Thank you everybody so much for joining us. We cannot wait for you to watch the premiere of our new movie, Branching Out.
Yes. So tune in this Saturday, 27th of April at 8/7 Central on the Hallmark Channel.
And tweet along while you watch using the hashtag Branching Out. I will be live tweeting. Juan Pablo, will you be live tweeting?
I think I will.
Well, we'll be on there. We'll be on the place doing the tweets. So please come join us. So
Come
excited.
join us and enjoy the party.
Yes.